is not just restaurant jobs, though, that are hurting out there. The latest jobs report did show us that construction and retail jobs are down as well. I want to get the read from our market watchers. We've got Gary Kaltbaum and Mitch Rochelle. Mitch is smiling because he likes San Pietro as much as I do. Another story, another day. But Mitch, what did you make? I was surprised about the construction number this morning, in particular because I don't know if it's because of the slowdown in the housing market because of lumber prices, or if there's something else going on with those particular jobs. But that was a 20,000 job decrease we saw for construction. Mitch, what did you make of it?
Charlotte, was a shocker because, and you know, I'm close to that industry. Everybody I talk to says the same thing, and it's no different than the restaurant industry, and it's not too much different from the retail industry. They literally can't find workers. There's this misconception that the problem is skills gap in construction, but there are plenty of jobs that are just hard labor and aren't necessarily, like plumbers and electricians that have a specific trade skill. They just can't find them. You may even hear my landscaper in the background mowing the lawn. I was talking to him to see if he could keep it quiet right now, and he can't find workers. So a lot of those types of jobs, it's just the same thing. It's the supply and demand of labor. You know,
and what's so interesting, Gary, in all of this, especially with this report this morning, is that, we have a high supply of vaccines. We have a high supply of jobs available. And we did not get a big increase this morning, not the one we expected.
8 million available, 400,000 construction. And you had a guest on earlier. I couldn't believe the numbers. For every one candidate, there's 22 waitress jobs out there to be had. For nursing, 53. These are gargantuan numbers. And I have to tell you, I drove back from Miami up the turnpike in Florida last weekend, and they have these service plazas, and they were packed. But a few of the restaurants there were closed, and I asked the people running the joint there, asking why. They can't get workers. So you had to wait online for your Dunkin' Donuts coffee and donuts. They have this Italian place where 100 people were online, and 3 or 4 places were closed. This simply needs to get fixed. And when I hear this administration say, we don't have any data stating that us sending out these checks are the cause, it's almost laughable to hear that, because in plain sight, it's happening everywhere in just about every industry, and really needs to change sooner rather than later.
Yeah, well, guys, I want to get your reaction to some breaking news that we just got in. Facebook just announcing a 2-year suspension for President Trump. And I'm just getting in a statement from the 45th president. And here's what the former president is saying. Their ruling is an insult to the record-setting 75 million people, plus many others who voted for us in the 2020 rigged election. They shouldn't be allowed to get away with this, censoring and silencing. We will win. Our country can't take this. But I do want to get, Facebook is basically saying 2 years that he is going to be banned. Mitch, to you first.
No, I think it's overkill, and it's literally they're flexing their muscles, and I think there's a bit of you can put the vitriol around the 45th president aside. I think there are members of both sides of the aisle that feel like big tech has way too much power right now, and right now I think they're rubbing Congress's nose in it.
Gary?
Overkill times 10. At Facebook and some of these places, it's not free speech, it's selective free speech based on our own opinions, and that means they are not open source avenues for people to put things up or say things, and it's a shame. And I'm not taking a side on this as far as President Trump or not. I would say it for anybody except us terrorists or things like that. So they have some thought there. I think it's completely wrong, but hey, they have the power right now, and there's not much anybody can do about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, thank you for commenting on that breaking news. I appreciate it. We'll see you in just a little bit.